This is Del Ryder Rock, aka Shaka Double, aka the Mischievous Flagger, aka Mr. Reasoning. And right now, we have some things to think about. You understand? Now, this particular post is one of probably my most serious posting in regards to current and a trending topic or situation. And I'm almost certain that most of us know about what's going on in Guyana. But before I continue or even go further into that, I would like to first take the time to send out positive healing and positive comfort to the family and those who are suffering the loss at this time. And I hope that they will receive the extent of gratitude, including justice and everything else that is needed for out of this situation. You understand? Because I man don't come and reason about certain subjects unless I feel like there's a need to, or there's an inclination, spiritual vibration, and say, you know what, you got to say something about something. And my thing might not be necessarily upon the topic where everybody's talking about, because as of so far, there's no direct conclusion as to what have taken place, at least not as far as I know, right? But it reminded me of something. And that's what prompted me to, make this post. So what did it remind me of? Predators and pedophiles, right? Now what we talking about? I worked with children for a few years. You understand? And during that time process, that is when I learned that in almost every facility and even school where there are children, there's some type of misconduct or abuse that happens on the part of an adult towards a child within the facility. You understand? And that was a very harsh thing to come to a realization of. But what was something even more, bigger for swallow was the fact that pedophiles and predators actually target institutions, facilities, and places where children would be. So whether they're working as an educated person, whatever it might be, the psychiatrist or whatever, the counselor, etc., or whether you're a part of just the staff that's around, cleaning, janitor, whatever the case might be, they use that entry as an opportunity to seek vulnerability within the predatorness of what they're dealing with. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because Barnum made a speech that's very noted about tourism. And paraphrasing in my own way, he said something to the point of, Guyana should not really get into the tourism thing like that until, not that it should not, but gradually move into it and deal with it with the cautiousness of protecting your culture. And don't do certain things and to the point where the tourism now, they come in and they bring their culture to and change up your environment and how you used to deal with things, right? So now, where am I going with that in respects to this here? So, Vybz Kartel the other day came to Guyana. And in one of his interviews in America, I believe it was Lip Service, he said something to the point, Guyana is developing now. You understand, man? Building hotels, lots of roads. All right, this incident took place at a hotel. So remember what I said about Forbes and this whole tourism thing. Guyana now they're on a mission for tourism. What you got to understand is this. Places like a hotel and a public pool and certain things attract people that have these predatory nature and habits within them. Now, especially, let me give a quick scenario. And this is just a scenario, right? Let me give a scenario to say that this was a tourist or someone, maybe even a diplomat or something. People that can say could be professional, or they could be on, the regular working force, but they put themselves in positions to be in places where they can have access to children, right? So let me say this was a tourist who was visiting with a powerful one or somebody with some kind of juice and them sauce and them thing, right? By the time they could probably get around to even resolving what's going on and who was there and who might have left and etc., and then all the records are burned down and all this kind of thing. There is no findings no more of this person. And a lot of people use those tourism, these predators and these pedophiles as ways to come into, especially what you call third world countries, where there might not be so much surveillance cameras and technologies and so forth, and not to mention the hospitality of the people that meet there, right? Doesn't it remind you of something? It reminds you of the time when the talk about when the Europeans and the colonials came to the motherland. And one of the things was we were so inviting, so open-hearted, so loving. Even the Native Americans on this land, right? When they encountered everyone, they said, with these traditional cultures and things, they said, man, these people are so open, so giving, they would give this to them. So when they come to these third world countries, as they allegedly call me, right? They encounter this hospitality and this thing until it become hospitable. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a need to be cautious. That's one of the things that I was reminded about in this situation. Be careful with y'all tourism thing, y'all development, how y'all get y'all children exposed, and how y'all gonna protect y'all culture with this development that's going on. Now, second thing, and in closing, because this one is very, very touchy also, and I don't want to stretch out the time and go into the now. I don't think it's the time and place. But isn't it a natural mystic, as Bob Marley would say? You understand how these things that just happened, including the two young men that had with the police and them thing up in London and so forth, how it's playing or how it's going to play out on the results or the, I don't know, the turning points of the upcoming election. Hey, things for think about and telling you, we're going to talk and we're going to reason.